What's really bothering you? Is it your mom, your dad, your brother, your boss, your partner? Is it politics? Is it religion? Is it the war in the Ukraine, the war in Israel or Palestine? Let me give you a clue. It's not the event. It's not the person. It's not the experience. It's the thoughts you have about that and the emotions that you've attached to the thought. Really start to contemplate that. It's the emotions that you've attached to a thought about a person, place, thing, event that cause your reaction. And when you start to break that down, you really understand you're responsible for the experience that you have. Think about today with social media. I'm using it right now with you. We get told things faster than ever. When I was growing up, all there was the newspaper and the news report. And we got very little information compared to what we're getting today. And what drives information? What drives information is shocking. They want to shock you because they want clicks. They want you to get involved. So they pick the most drastic things to hook you on it. And before you know it, guess what? You've got an addiction to drama. You've got an addiction to being right. You've got an addiction for other people to be your way. And realize addiction it's a thought, it's a word, it's a place, it's an action, it's a person that controls your thoughts. Why not have an addiction to be the observer, to step back, to be able to look at something and observe it without attaching an emotion. And realize that when you feel an emotion, realize it's a thought that has an emotion attached to it. The job of really becoming free is to detach the emotion from the thought so you neutralize its effect. You don't forget the event, you don't forget the person. You just choose to not let the emotion be that which drives you. Now, does that mean that someone did something horrific to you that you were a part of and it hurt you gravely? No, you don't forget that. But by detaching the emotion from it, it doesn't control you as you live the rest of your life. You learn from it. You don't let that person back in. You don't have to let that person back in. People think that when you forgive something and when you let something go, you're condoning what happened. No, you're not condoning it. You're leaving it out of your life. There are people I've let go in my life that once bothered me. I did the work. They're no longer in my life. Their image passes before my mind. The thought of them passes before my mind, but I have no emotional reaction. I also have no desire to bring them back into my life. Why? Because we're not an emotional match. When you're not an emotional match to someone, you don't let them back in. Why? You're not an emotional match. You're not a vibrational frequency that's even close to the other person. So it's fascinating because the more I talk, the more you hear, the more together we realize that we're 100% responsible for our life experience because we're the ones who attach the emotion to the thought. And we're the ones that can detach the emotion from the thought. And that's the work. It's pretty simple to understand. It's not so easy to do. It takes work over and over and over again. We have to fill the mind with thoughts that we want. and let go of the thoughts that no longer serve us. It's a great day to be alive, and you get to make it so. Remember, everything begins and ends with you. Much love.